one of you is
Go.
sleeping in a different room this evening.
We just got a new bed too.
In a second bedroom?
No, like we just bought a king size bed, so there's enough
Nice.
that we don't know that each other are there.
Isn't that the most magical? Like,
You guys
buying...
have the body pillow in the middle to separate them?
Oh,
That's what we
I
call
don't
the
think-
dog.
I don't even think you need. Yeah, that exactly.
I had a king size bed when it was just me, and it's like it was the most magical decision of my life. And now that there's the two of us, and I'm so happy for you. We've also, my parents are staying with us for Christmas, and the second bed is coming on Wednesday, and Dave and I spent a lot of time picking out linens and a comfortable mattress, because it's like one of us is going to be sleeping in here, I'm sure, like at least once a week, so we wanted it
To be comfortable, yes.
all nicey nice. Well, thank you for joining us on our year-end Scotch Sporting special. This is going to be the last podcast before we take a break for 2 weeks. So I wanted to wrap up the year with a recap of our prognostications.
Oh, good.
So I will just introduce us quickly for our year-end celebration. We have, as always, Tyler, decked out in Broncos gear, hasn't ripped it off in shame and sadness.
No, I totally expected today's game to happen the way it did. So
I think the
We
Broncos
stuck
are going to
it.
lose out.
if it wasn't for that pick, it would have been a little bit of a different game, but not by much.
Yep.
But so we stuck in there, only held them to what, 16 points?
Yep.
Not terrible. So
Also
I'm
a week.
okay with that.
Also joining us is his smug wife, Katie, decked out in her Patriots gear and blanket as always. It makes her answer to a later question even more hilarious. We have Mark Bunn joining us,
Hey.
also as always, and the lovely Chris Taylor.
What is up?
Wearing
I
his
don't get to
Blue
say
Jays hat.
that much.
No,
Not on this podcast.
there's no
anyways.
catchphrases on this podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll see myself out.
That is trademarked to Cinematic Inquisition.
Okay.
So we have to pay royalties to our fellow podcasts. So yeah, thanks for joining us. I'm going to start this off by saying, for people that run a sports podcast, we got a lot of predictions wrong.
Not the World
Well,
Series.
That's such as the sports world, though.
So, I mean, please still listen to us
I mean, look.
for our funny take on sports after they happen, but don't listen to us if you're a gambler and you're like, all
hey,
my
those
money.
guys, yeah. Listen, Skip Bayless has a job, a paying job. That guy, and Stephen A. Smith as well. Both of those guys are notoriously bad. Actually, I think Stephen A. Smith is actually worse.
Although, did he get the right NBA Finals winner this year? Because he had like the last 6 wrong.
I don't even know. But those guys get paid. At least we're doing this out of the love of sports.
Right. So, I mean, if this year has taught us anything, it's please don't take anything we say and then gamble with it.
Right.
So, at the beginning of the year, we did a 15-question prognostication. If you want to go back on our website, it's posted as Scotch Sporting's 2016 predictions. You can search for it on scotchsporting.com. I have our list, and I thought we'd just go through our questions and see who was right and who was wrong, and God damn it, Katie and Tyler.
Wow.
We'll get there. So our first one was the Super Bowl winner, 2016 Super Bowl winner. None of us got that right.
Nobody.
Even the Denver Broncos.
Not even the homers, me and Tyler.
Most of us picked the Cardinals.
Oh, that was a terrible pick.
I picked the Panthers, which seemed very smart.
Yep.
Katie, of course, picked the Patriots. None of us got that right. So
I don't feel so bad then.
yeah, I was the closest. My team made it to the finals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
you
that's
know.
a point for you.
Half points?
No half points for that because I gave out some half points later, or some we can argue about at half points. The 2016 basketball finals, once again, none of us got it right.
None of us said Cleveland.
A lot of us smartly said Golden State.
Right?
Mark did not answer, so we submitted the Chicago Bulls on his behalf. Mark, can you admit to us straight-faced, would you have picked the Cleveland Browns?
The Browns? No, definitely not the
No.
Browns.
Not the
How
Browns.
about the Cavs, though?
The Cleveland whatever they're called.
No. Actually, I was taking the Spurs.
There you go.
All right, so we'll give that no points. Now we get to the good one where some of us were actually right about something. The 2016 World Series winners. Ladies and gentlemen, after a 106-year drought, we saw the Chicago Cubs winning. The only people that did not pick it were myself, who picked the Mets, because I thought Bartolo Colon was due, and Tyler, who picked the Dodgers. Why did you pick the Dodgers, Tyler?
Honestly, I don't know.
He just pulled a name out of a hat.
I can
They
only
spend the most money, therefore they should be winning every year.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they made it as far as Game 6 of the NLCS. So
that's
they
true.
almost made it to the World Series.
Everyone we picked made the playoffs, and by everyone we picked, I mean most people got it right, and only you and I need to save face somehow.
Yeah, well, you know.
But I mean, if you say Yankees or Boston, it's 50-50 probably too if your team's going to make the playoffs. But just to make myself feel better, at least we made it into the sort of playoffs. I missed another one we all got wrong, which was the Stanley Cup winner.
We all got wrong.
We all got it wrong. Chris said the Blackhawks. Mark, again, did not submit, so I submitted on his behalf and submitted the Boston Bruins. Tyler, for some reason, said the Canadians.
I think at the time,
Carey Price wasn't dead.
Price
had not
wasn't dead.
Yeah.
So
Carey Price had not died yet. Katie picked the Blackhawks, which is a very smart move, of course, because as we know, they win every other year. And then Dave picked the Dallas Stars, which were his hipster team. And also his Cinderella team, which we'll get to. Now, here's a good one, and this is where we need to start debating half points.
All right.
The 2016 Grey Cup winner.
Yes.
Now, Mark and Chris said the Ticats.
Of course. Homers.
You had to. I picked the Stampeders.
Right.
Homer pick. They came this close.
Sure did.
Katie, Tyler, and Dave all said the Red Blacks.
Really?
Because
Or
give it shit about
the Red Blacks. So I believe that was the default answer when they said they didn't care. We just submitted Red Blacks.
Oh, they get full points. They said Red Blacks. It doesn't matter if they think the CFL is bullshit. They said the right answer.
They didn't say the right answer. We gave them the right answer.
We gave them.
CFL is bullshit, Chris.
She does it
I'm
now
sorry.
that she was right.
I'm sorry.
And I didn't before.
All of
Okay.
a sudden, Katie's all like, you know what's super legitimate and a great game in terms of rules and audience attendance?
Hey, attendance is
Audience
pretty good.
attendance is key.
Attendance is pretty good for the CFL, except for in Toronto.
Except for where the
and Vancouver. Those are the two bad ones.
Yeah, I've heard Vancouver's struggling.
And actually, it's dipping in Montreal too. But that's
Because
what happens when your team's shit. Your team was good for 15, almost 20 years, and then all of us it would have been over.
Well,
And then
No, it's been 20 years because
Baltimore
they've
only
won in
been there.
96.
Yeah, they've only been there 20 years. So, at 15 years, your team's the best in the East, and then all of a sudden they're shit.
but apparently
Attendance
the
drop off.
dip in attendance completely correlates with the rise in soccer
Really?
in Vancouver and Montreal.
Wow.
Like it's people are because it happened around the same time, and people are choosing.
Well, Montreal is also a winning team for the
Choosing-
soccer club, right?
Choosing
Same
which
with Vancouver, I
football
believe.
to go to.
Which Bundesliga's ball? Are you going to go to football or football?
football.
Football. So yeah, it's apparently like it's the attendance is going like this. It's completely seesawing, and it's just and the CFL is aging, and it's older people, and soccer is young and hip right now.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
I don't know, man.
Well, a lot of people in Toronto, like Argos fan, like the actual Argos fans, are the older ones. The younger ones aren't really into the Argos.
See, I see a lot of young people at Ticats games, though. There's a lot of young
Like,
people
is that
there.
relative to you or in general?
Because I'm old, so yes,
Right.
they're younger than me.
But that's still old, is what I'm like. Relative to you,
You know what? I don't come here to get berated about my age.
you get
Okay.
here to come get berated about your
Yes,
teams and
about
picks.
liking the CFL.
Yeah.
Let's remember, Vancouver, Montreal, and Toronto are a lot bigger than Hamilton. Like, we pride ourselves in our like local team, so that's why you still have a lot of those young fans, because we pass that on to the next generation.
True.
Well, yeah, there's more choice. It's why the Kitchener Rangers are such a huge deal in Kitchener, because that's the team that they have, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure Hamilton's fairly similar. Like, unless you want to get out and trek the hour and a half into the city, that's your team. If you want to go see a professional sports game, quiet, giggles in the bottom. I was just anticipating giggles at the word professional. Although Katie's super CFL supporter now. Like, if you want to go see a professional sports game in Hamilton, you're going to the Jackets.
I think I'm going to get a Red Blacks jersey.
With your winnings from winning the prognostication pool.
Was there money involved?
There was not money involved.
Okay.
That's why he gave it to her.
But if we do a belated Secret Santa for each other,
Yes.
I'll take
Red
a Red
Blacks
Blacks.
jerseys for everyone.
you win no money with this pool, and a Red Blacks jersey is also worthless, so you should be able to pay for one with the other. All right, let us move on. The next question is, what will Roger Goodell's next blunder be, and will it be his last? This is where Katie gets a half point. We were all wrong, because all of us were hoping that it would be his last. Chris said it would be covering up a drug scandal. And yes, he would be ousted. As of press time, which is Sunday evening at 8:55, although we will be streaming this, you'll be listening to this on a Monday, so maybe in the next 24 hours, something horrific will happen to Roger Goodell. Mark said he'll make the Raiders play in the same stadium as the 49ers.
Although I'm hearing that the Chargers might be playing with the Raiders.
That we're going to get a question about that in our 2017 prognostications. I said more coming out about a scandal we already know. And yes, it will be his last. That was wrong. Tyler said drugs and no. Dave said unsure of blunder, but it will be his last. Katie was the only one that was close. He messed up a domestic abuse suspension, which he did. With good old kicker, whose name I forget and choose not to remember.
Who cares?
John Brown.
Thank you. Now I need
Captain Douchebag.
Captain Douchebag, who got suspended for 2 games, where a fellow that does marijuana to combat Crohn's disease, as Katie posted in a meme, got suspended for 10.
Fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Smoking the reefer gets you 10 games.
Yeah, for medically
sanctioned.
Medically.
Smoking the reefer. Now, I remember I'm sure I didn't, I'm sure I heard it. Do you guys remember, obviously, Ross Rebliati in the 98 Winter Olympics? And he almost had his medal taken away because he tested positive for marijuana, but then was like, I was just at a party.
Yeah.
I was just holding it for a friend. And at the time, it was, marijuana doesn't make you better at sports.
Right.
No.
Like, it did, I mean...
This is exact opposite, if anything. Holy crap.
Like, not that I know, Mom and Dad, the ill effects at all, but I've seen my friends at parties smoking marijuana.
I've seen other people do it too.
It just, obviously,
No.
kids that listen, don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
But, like, it doesn't help your performance. So it's funny that it's such a hardline thing in football, but kicking the shit out of your wife is not. So Katie gets a half point for that because he did mess up a suspension. But tragically, Roger Goodell
Still has his job.
Let's not forget Deflategate 2.
Right? He's
Deflategate
messed up.
2, the nothing.
What happened? Who cares about deflated balls, really?
We
like,
don't regulate.
why is that a big deal?
We don't even have inflate rules. You can play with a sock if you want. We changed the rules so we wouldn't have this again. Whipping around just the skin of the football. You can do that too. That's
Like a frisbee. You throw it like a frisbee.
Yeah, you just roll it up in a ball, soak it in water, and then you can hug it. Stupid Goodell. Deflategate 2.0 will be on our 2017 prognostications. Will it become anything?
And the answer is no.
No.
Emphatically no. And Patriots fans should be screaming from the rooftops.
Katie.
Oh, we will.
Okay, good.
Like, how long do you have to wait for nothing to happen before Patriots fans are like,
Patriots fans are already
Yeah.
sending around little.
I work with a Patriots fan, and he's on the subreddit, and he's like, it's ridiculous.
is it like if the Steelers make the playoffs or if they make it by the one game that they won? Like, is that when you're going to go crazy? Or is it you're just, as soon as the season's over and you realize no one's doing anything, you're going to be like, what the F?
They should be doing it now. Every
They
week.
already are, but it's still like a little bit quiet because
Maybe something will happen?
maybe something will happen.
Maybe.
But definitely, if the Steelers make the playoffs and it's by one game,
It's that one game.
that will be a problem.
Speaking of nothing happening, our next one, which a couple people got right. What will happen to FIFA? I was the only one that said something stupid because I'm just a cockeyed optimist. I said they'll fold it.
Too much money.
Too
If
much
only.
money.
If only.
Everyone else had some variation of same old shit. I know Zep Brannigan or Zip Bladder tried to get his job back, which is hilarious. So, I mean, so little happened that the man that got kicked out for being egregiously corrupt was able to have the thought that maybe I could still have my job back. And he got denied. Will there be an expansion announcement? And if so, what city? I believe Chris was the only one that got this completely wrong. Or Mark was.
No, I thought Vegas.
No, it was Chris.
Damn it.
Chris said no. No, nothing.
Listen, here's the thing.
Yeah.
You've got at least 2 franchises that are barely staying afloat. Why are you adding more? It doesn't make sense.
Because it's Gary Bettman, and he gets a gigantic shuddering erection every time he thinks about hockey in the States.
You know, with the salary cap, all the money's pulled together, so the top teams can now support the bottom teams.
But do you want teams where you're giving away tickets and there's still only 4,000 people in the building? Like, is that what you want?
Oh, obviously not, but that's why they have salary cap, is to try and, crack a market that doesn't seem crackable. And they're the first professional franchise to do it in Vegas, which is a risk because even the NFL doesn't see making money in Las Vegas.
Do we think? I
Excuse me.
mean, yeah.
There was a professional franchise in Vegas before.
Sure, the gold miners, I think,
No.
from CFL?
Wait, was it a CFL team?
The Las
was,
Vegas Posse.
Posse, that's right. It was the Sacramento gold miners,
Sacramento Gold Miners.
wasn't it? How do I remember that shit?
Is that for those? We have breaking news. Katie's pointing out that the Patriots have a really great record.
I just want everyone to know.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news in the Scotch Sporting control room. Belichick and Brady have been together for 16 seasons and have 14 division titles. Breaking news, the Patriots are real good.
Breaking news, Bill Belichick still isn't smiling.
Or has sleeves.
I think if he smiles, unicorns die.
Maybe that's it. Did you ever play that Would You Rather game of like, would you rather have superpowers but never know what it's like to be in love? Do you think it's like,
It could
okay,
be that.
you can be like the best coach in the history of coaches, but you need to give up your sense of happiness?
You can never be happy.
It's like the Little Mermaid gone way wrong. You have no choice. You have to make the prince love you.
This is a really shitty fairy tale. You can be the most dominant sports franchise in recent history, but you will lack the capacity to feel happy about it.
I mean, it defeats the purpose, doesn't it?
Maybe he didn't. You wouldn't think about it when you were making that decision. You'd be like, but people will know I'm famous.
I would like to be less good and at least happy about it.
Yeah. Oh. No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
I
Maybe
want to feel happy.
Just give it like the Little Mermaid. Instead of his voice, he just gave up his ability to smile.
Right.
So on his daughter's wedding day, he can't smile, and he can't explain. He also can't explain to anybody why he's not happy.
Right.
But he still feels happiness inside.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
can still
can't
feel it. He just can't express it.
outwardly express it.
Okay. Well, that's better then. That's better.
Take
That I would go with.
So breaking news.
Sorry.
No, that was great. Always, every week, breaking Patriots news. They're still good. So yeah, Chris was the only one that got the expansion announcement wrong. What is a worse name? The Las Vegas Golden Knights or the Las Vegas Posse?
I think it's
Oh,
a
it's
tie.
just Vegas Golden Knights, but
I think
yeah.
it's a tie.
I think it's a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're both really bad.
I think a prognostication question for 2017 will be, will they retain the title of the Golden Knights? Because as we all know, their copyright for it was denied. So will they change their name or will it just be non-copyright?
Oh, they'll figure it out. They'll win it.
Yeah, they'll get some lawyers.
It'll be like when Bush X
Right.
was in Canada and they
That's
started
right.
as Bush X until they paid off the original Bush and they were like, just take $1 million and shut up.
Yes, this is true.
I remember when MLB.com wasn't Major League Baseball. I remember I actually had to type out Major League Baseball to get to the actual MLB website.
Really? Who owned MLB?
I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I think it was a flower company.
Okay, this is half
Yeah.
a story, and I can't handle this. You need to find out who originally owned MLB.com.
Yeah,
Yep.
really. This is
Let's go.
Tyler to the internet. Maureen's Lily Boutique.
that's got to be it.
So while Tyler solves that, Mark got it totally right. He's the only one that said yes, hockey in Vegas. I put on my cockeyed optimist glasses and said hockey in Vegas, Quebec City, and basketball in Seattle, which I still think is going to happen.
Basketball in Seattle, I agree.
They gotta get their team back. Tyler also said hockey in Vegas. Oh, I apologize. Katie got it wrong too. Said no. I accidentally highlighted that yellow. And Dave said hockey in Vegas. So,
Aren't you all so?
aren't you guys all smart? I gave myself a half point for that, which is really pathetic because my total score is 1.5 out of 15. Where will the Raiders and Chargers be next season? Joke's on us. Neither of those teams moved.
They're exactly
JK,
where they were.
moving St. Louis. No one saw that coming.
Yeah,
no one said anything.
It was kind of like last minute. Like, oh, by the way,
It
St.
was.
Louis is moving. What?
Well, yeah, that's why this was a question, because the whole season it was Oakland and Chargers. One of them's moving.
To
Can't
LA.
sustain.
Yeah.
Can't sustain one of those teams. Jokes. We're moving the Rams.
Poor Rams.
Poor Rams. I mean,
Better than the Browns.
that's true. Small sidebar. And from here on out, as of 2 weeks ago or last week, I'm picking the Browns every week,
Nice.
just in case they win. I want to in our
You want to be
prediction
the
pool.
only one who
I
picked
want to be the only person who picked the Browns.
That's what I was doing up until last week with Dallas. I was picking against Dallas on purpose.
Nice.
You have to. I want to be that one person. It's like, I told you Buffalo would win or Buffalo would lose.
Too bad
I
they
also
didn't.
I put them on my Proline ticket because even though in real life I was pretty sure the Browns would lose, I was like, they'll beat the spread. The spread was up.
They haven't even covered the spread for the last 8 games. That's how bad they are.
So
These are spreads of like 10.5, 14.5. It's like they're big spreads, and they can't even cover that.
So we have 2 more games left for the Browns. So as of our next recording,
Chargers and Steelers.
we'll know if the Browns win. Oh, and
They're gonna
I
get
don't-
that parade.
They're going 0-16.
They're getting that parade.
now I know I've been saying this every week of this is the game that they might win. They won't win against the Steelers.
Not a
I
chance.
think that's for sure.
And the way the
Unless the
Chargers
Steelers have the division locked up.
But the only way they win against the Chargers is if the Chargers are out of it, and the Chargers could not care because it's in Cleveland, right?
No,
It's in San Diego. Oh,
Yeah.
the Chargers might care. They're screwed. Never mind.
that's what I mean.
So yeah, none of us got Chargers in Oakland, so it was a bit of a trick question. So I apologize for that, everyone. The 2016 Cinderella team. This is where I would like to discuss it and perhaps bestow half points. Tyler said the Cubs, which I think is good.
Yep.
Although they were kind of predicted to do well because they were the Cubs, there was always those people that were like not willing to believe that they could win. Dave said the Dallas Cowboys,
Oh,
which I think should get him a point. Because
absolutely.
who'd have thought that someone Nancy Kerrigan, Tony Romo would
actually be a good thing.
would turn their season around. Now this is where we need to discuss because technically she's right. Katie said, "I'm a Patriots fan. I don't need Cinderella stories." I'm giving her a point.
I mean, yeah, it's
I'm giving her a point because of how well the Patriots are doing. I think I would have been like, joke's on you if they went 7-9.
If they had gone 0-4 in the beginning, then yeah, no point. But like, they went what? What was it? 3-1
everyone.
without Tom Brady,
Yep.
With a backup QB that had to have surgery on his hand,
and like
and a third string
a
QB.
third string QB.
That's the Belichick magic.
So we didn't do that's why he gave up his ability to laugh.
Oh, Mark. This is Mark's reason why Tom Brady isn't the best quarterback of all time. Oh, because
He's one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
no, he is the
Let's
best
do
quarterback
Do this
of all time.
again. Is there any way between today and when we post this on Tuesday you could edit in just literally the exact same argument that we had?
If I can find it, yeah, sure.
Clip this, post the same thing, and see if anyone notices. While we're on football, I wanted to sidebar admitting defeat on anything. Did anyone think Brock Osweiler would be this bad?
If he
Broncos
stayed on
fan.
the Broncos, he wouldn't have been.
Like
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
it's
every
bad.
second of it. I love every second.
He's doing worse than Brian Hoyer,
Yep.
who is bald.
And what's their backup's name? Tom Savage? That's a
It's a
fucking
great
name. That guy
a
needs
great
to be
name.
the starting quarterback. I'm sorry.
If only for his potential of fantasy team names.
Exactly.
My little asshole fantasy team, though we are going to lose out in the first round of playoffs, can
Oh,
finish no
shit.
worse than 8th out of 16, so I'm pretty pleased.
I'm going to the championship.
Woo!
Sorry,
We are going to the championship.
Is it a we now, or has it always been a we? Is it a we now only because Katie's team's out?
No, in this league, it's always been a we.
Because I feel like at now, because Dave's going into the finals too, splitting his season with him and being like, it's me. I'll just pay him $25 and say I also won the season.
There you go.
The other one, I'm waiting for Christian to hopefully not do anything more. We'll see.
Like, win?
I have 84 points. I'm done. He's at 71 and has 2 players in currently. One of them tonight. One of them being Mr. Elliott on the Cowboys,
Hey,
who already has 12 points.
relax.
Jesus.
So I need him to slow down a bit,
You need that Bucksty to stand up.
which is not going to happen. So
I don't think that's ever happened. I'm going to skip ahead to another kind of trick question because it didn't end up happening. What will Ronda Rousey do in her rematch against Holly Holm? That never happened.
Crazy.
yeah,
So we all got it wrong. She, as she still has not made her big comeback, and Holly Holm has since been defeated. And then I think the person that defeated her was defeated, and then quickly retired.
Man.
So jumping back to an earlier question, who
Classy.
will announce their retirement in 2016? I will say the people that got it wrong. Myself, I said Ryan Miller, Yarmer Yager, and hoping because he's tanking the Bruins one lurching skate blade at a time, Zdeno Chara. He needs to retire. Katie said Roger Federer, which didn't happen, although it probably should. And we might Should we give Dave a half point? Because he said Roger Federer and Tony Romo.
I don't think we
well.
could.
Oh, Romo's still on an active roster, so he hasn't officially announced his retirement. But he's getting paid a lot of money. He'll find a job next year.
He's gonna get Brock Osweiler's job.
Or Broncos.
Probably. Oh, yeah, or Broncos.
Now, I says this before, I'll says this again. And I'm going to make Tony Romo a prognostication for our next episode as well. If I'm Mrs. Romo, I feel like I'm forcing him to retire. A lot of horrific things have happened to his body.
Like his mom or his wife.
If I'm his wife, I'm Candace Romo, which I think is actually her name.
Yeah, she's
But I think
reporter.
if he retires, he doesn't get paid anymore. That's the problem.
But I have such a large nest egg.
But she wants more.
Damn it, Mark. Assuming women are all greedy.
No, just her.
Just only.
No,
Romo.
she wants him to retire for sure.
Now, if you're
hurt.
Kristen Cavallari, yes. You are trotting out Jay Cutler's diabetes ravaged body every week. You don't care what's happening to him. But I feel like if you're Mrs. Romo, I'd be like, you've had a lot of things that end in the word puncture. So please stop playing.
Like it if you were alive.
I would like it if you made it past
Yeah, the age of
45 without
age of
blowing
40
your brains
would be
out
good,
because you
yeah.
have the brain mush. The people that got it right were Chris and Mark, who said Peyton. Oh, and Tyler, who said Peyton Manning. We all saw it coming.
That was pretty.
I just thought Peyton Manning seems like the guy that wouldn't retire until he was taken out of the game.
Yeah.
Well, he effectively was. He was nowhere near the level he was at.
Yeah, and he had a really good opportunity to go out on top, which he was almost didn't get. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I guess at this time, we didn't know that the Broncos were even going to make the playoffs. So I guess it was a good prediction. I'll give you your kudos for that.
I think when did we do this? We would have done it when the playoff seeds were already.
Oh yeah, I guess, but
Yeah.
still, who'd have thought? Like they faced off against the Patriots.
Yeah.
I think we all thought the Patriots were going to win that game, and then Ed Hockley and his giant muscles came in and said no. That's how he talks. Biggest bra burning story of 2016. Chris said there'll be a female MLS player.
I'm an idiot.
What a silly concept. Women
Sorry.
can't keep up that way. I think I just stole Dave's answer, which was Becky Hammon will temporarily take over the Spurs. Going along with that, Tyler said a head or an assistant coach in a major sport. That did not happen. Mark did not submit an answer, so I submitted yay bras. So I'm actually going to give Mark a point for that because.
Wait, you're giving
He
Mark
doesn't
a
like
point
bras.
for your answer?
No,
Hey, we gave them the points for the Red Blacks.
True.
and Mark said yay bras, and bras
Yeah, all right. Yay,
that's
bras.
got to be always acceptable.
Yay, bras is funny.
And this is one I need to check in on because Katie's answer was Harley will become an agility dog. Has this happened?
Well, she is getting a
Shh, cover her ears.
cover earmuffs. She's getting a tunnel for Christmas. So
Oh.
And she went to agility class.
Okay.
so it hasn't officially happened yet, but we're on the road.
Well,
to-
before, I don't know if it made it. Did it make it in our recording when Harley undid Katie's top?
No, it did not.
Because that
That's
means
very agile.
that's good. I've seen guys fumbling with bras before. That's an experienced it. Like that's huge if she can do that.
She has some mad skills.
So great job. I'll give you a point for that. Next cheating scandal of 2016, or the cheating scandal of 2016. Tyler was the only one that was right because he said no big names,
There you go.
which was accurate. I think the biggest name was Chris Calabello.
Yeah.
Mm.
And who?
No,
Who's
D.
that
Gordon's
guy?
pretty big.
Who?
Sorry?
D. Gordon.
Oh, yeah. Was he?
He's bigger than Chris Calabello, that's for sure. That was an all-star.
That's true. I like anything I can do to take a point away from Tyler because he wins. So if we want to all agree that Tyler also wasn't right, I am totally on board with this. Actually, well, I'm going to give a point to Katie, maybe multiple points, because she said Olympic sprinter. And when the entire Russian track and field team was eliminated, banned from the Olympics,
Yeah.
that was also correct.
You should get 1 point for every person that was banned. Or at least everyone on their sprinting team.
Whatever we can do to get Tyler to not win. Dave said Aroldis Chapman. And I'm not going to get, and Dustin Johnson, old Kogi McGee. I'm not going to give Dave a point for Aroldis Chapman, but I just wanted to point out that there was the crazy domestic violence scandal, right?
Not cheating, but yeah.
Like, why was no one talking about it? Like, Jose Reyes was banned. And then Aroldis Chapman was, please enjoy your World Series ring so you can make a better bruise when you... You know what?
They get paid.
Very nice.
Get paid. What is Taylor's bit? This is our last question, then we can wrap everything up. What was Taylor's 2016 NFL bandwagon team? So, for some reason, Chris said the Redskins. Mark did not answer, so we said the 49ers. This is sadly the only question I got right.
Well, you kind of, like, it's kind of not fair because you're like, well, at least I'm going to get this right.
But I still only kind of got it half right. So in actuality, my two bandwagon teams this year were the Jets and the Vikings. So I gave points to people who said the Jets and the Vikings, which were myself, and only if Fitzmagic was back, and this is accurate. Tyler said the Vikings. My own Vikings boyfriend did not say the Vikings. Katie said the Seahawks or the Patriots.
Had to try.
Well, yeah. Just every year. Just Patriots.
Patriots.
And Dave said the Panthers or the Ravens. So I only give myself a point. So let me just retotal. I'm going to give this a tie to Katie and Tyler with 7 points each. 7 out of 15.
It's not bad. It's not great.
It's
but
almost a pass.
You still have to you can go to summer school. You don't have to totally redo the course again.
Nice.
You can do the accelerated double course.
I'm so glad I don't have to do 2016 again.
Oh God, it's awful.
What a terrible year, but a good year for sports.
Yeah, it was just a weird year, and we lost way too many good people this year. So.
But we had a great year on Scotch boarding.
We sure did.
So thank you everyone for doing this every week with me. Come hell or high water, good and bad, yelling about Tom Brady and whether or not he is the best quarterback. We can clip it in again here.
I mean, honestly, I don't even know how you can argue against it. And I'm not a Tom Brady guy. I just don't know how you could argue against it.
Well, during the break, I'll do my research. How about that?
Yes.
All
will do maybe.
I have numbers to back it up.
Maybe when we come back from our Christmas break, we'll do a special half-hour Mark Bunn podcast.
And maybe we can add in the video footage that Sports Center is going to do of the best quarterbacks of all time when Tom Brady is number one.
Oh. That's one station.
It's going to happen.
That's one television station. So we do this every year for people to have a listen, not gamble on what we say, enjoy our hilarious takes on what happened in the world of sports. We upped our drinking this year, I think, which was fantastic. Chris is drinking on the podcast, which he didn't really do in 2015. So cheers to all of that. Numbers are up this year, which is fantastic. Website's looking better than ever. Thank you to our webmaster, Tyler. And we're taking a break now for 2 weeks. So you probably won't miss us next week because it's Christmas and you will be hungover or full from turkey or Hanukkah's at the same time. So full of guilt. Just milk chocolate.
That's not guilt, right?
No, although I've made those Jewish jokes before of like, of course, the best treat on Hanukkah that you make has to sound like guilt. So next week you probably won't miss us, but the week after we will also be breaking because it's super close to New Year's. I will be somewhere warm and tropical. We haven't decided yet, but we're going to do a last minute booking on that. But no, thank you guys in all sincerity for listening. And thank you, Chris, Tyler, Mark, and Katie for doing this with me. And we'll see you in 2017. Our first podcast back is going to be this again. We're going to do our 2017 predictions.
We'll better job. I predict we're going to do a better job in 2017.
That's going to be wrong.
Katie's first prediction already wrong.
Damn.
So I'm gonna do more questions. We'll probably do 20. I'm also gonna get my father's predictions on this because he is doing so disgustingly well in our NFL predictions playoff and reminds me every week. He clearly knows how well he's doing, and he'll always message me and be like, "How'd I do?"
Yeah.
Like, Dad. You just want me to say it. So happy holidays from Scotchboarding and Rabble Press. Please subscribe to us, iTunes, everything. This is our Christmas plea. Our weekly plea is tell one friend about us. Our Christmas plea is tell two.
Tell your whole family about us.
While you're sitting around the Christmas tree or...
Just play it.
Play it. That's right.
Play it.
While you're opening gifts Christmas morning, play the podcast.
Here's what you do. You add in, the sound of like jingling bells.
Yeah.
Just
That
add
makes
it
it
in
Christmas
through
already.
through the whole podcast, and you can play this when you're opening presents.
Perfect.
Or sitting around the Hanukkah boot.
And spinning your dreidel.
Yeah.
What does Kwanzaa do?
I don't know.
So I
I'm
had a...
so ignorant of anything that isn't Christmas.
Yeah. You Hamilton bigot. Just kidding. So thanks for listening. We'll see you guys in 2017. You can end the recording now, or